Hello, everybody. It is nighttime again, and this time around we are talking about the Necron Warriors, and we are going to talk about some things that your opponent may not know that can win you the game. But before we can do that, let's talk about the flaws of the Necron Warriors. Um, the Necron Warriors' new weapon, the God's Reaper, is short range, is 12 inches, which means that if you are in range to use that weapon, then you are in charge range. So you have to make sure that you are not potentially putting yourself in too much risk when you do get in range. Another weakness of the Necron Warriors is that they're weak to blast weapons. You normally want to take them in 20-man squads to get the most out of the durability. And with blast weapons, that can hurt you. Also, another flaw for the Necron Warriors is that for 40 more points, you can get 10 Immortals. Um, I really like Immortals. You can watch the previous video that I made about how you can use Immortals. Um, and if you're ever in the situation where you're just running 10 Immortals, 10 Necron Warriors, and you are trying to spend some extra points, you can easily translate that into 10 Immortals. Because they're fairly, Necron Warriors, I'm not going to say they're expensive, but I think they should go down by 1 point. Um, Now, let's discuss the Necron Warriors strengths. The Necron Warriors are the reanimation king. They have a special rule called their number is Legion, which allows them to re-roll ones on their reanimation protocol roll. Because of that rule, they are able to um, reanimate a lot more often than others. And also, Kinetic, the Technomancer, has a special rule which allows him to reanimate D3 Necron Warriors during the command phase. And the Ghost Arc also has an ability to allow it to um, reanimate D3 Warriors. There's even a stratagem um, that lets you reanimate D6 instead of D3 warriors um, from um, the barge from the not the barge but the ghost arc, excuse me. Another strength of the Necron warriors is the God's Reapers. They're 12-inch assault 2. That makes them as strong as God's blasters. They're basically short range God's blasters, and because of the range, you get to take advantage of all of the um, reserve. You can come in from reserve and be able to make an attack. You can use all the prismatic dimensional breach, prismatic corridor, all those different teleportation type abilities that the Necrons have, um, and be able to fire on the turn that you do that. And Necron Warriors are also core, which means they get to benefit from My Will Be Done, Relentless March, several different stratagems, including the +1 to strength, the prismatic stratagems, which allow you to deep strike. Um, Not deep strike, but you know, if a night sight comes in, you can come in from reserve next to the night sight. Um, and having being core with My Will Be Done, being able to hit on twos is really nice. And the last strength of them is that you can take them in 20-man squads. Taking them in 20-man squads allows you to get the most out of reanimation protocol because you get to, and you are durable enough to take some hits, reanimate, then they shoot you again, you can reanimate, and it's almost like you have such a large squad that it's hard to get rid of that 20-man squad in one volley. And then, as I said earlier, the Reanimation King, because you have rights of reanimation by the Technomancer, giving them a D3 back, D3 Warriors back. Also, a Ghost Arc is capable of giving them up to D3 Warriors back as well. Now, let's go to the battlefield where I can show you some of the things you can do with the Necron Warrior. Alright, the first thing I want to show is um, I call it the Reaper Bomb, um, because you're going to be delivering Necron Warriors to shoot their Reapers, and yeah, it's just a Reaper Bomb. Basically, what you do is this is a Necron Overlord. You're going to use My Will Be Done on them. You then will use your character, whoever the character is that has the Veil of Darkness. You will use that unit to deep strike in within shooting range of something like the Eradicators. And I've already did the dice rolling. So basically, you're going to have these guys shooting this unit. So that's going to be 20 times 2. That's 40 d6 shots. Remember, these are God's Reaper shots. So these are Strength 5, minus 2 AP, 1 damage. Out of 40 shots, 32 hit. And out of those 32, 19 um, wounds got through. And it ended up doing 17 wounds. It did 14 wounds. The mouth here is 14 wounds, but if you're using Mephrit, Annihilation, talent for Annihilation to do the extra mortal wounds for the sixes, then you would have automatically did an extra 3 wounds, which brings it from 14 to 17. That will kill all but one Eradicator, and that one Eradicator would have 1 wound left. Now, if I had to use some of the other stratagems like the disintegration capacitor, where it means that all of these sixes, that's one, two, three, four, five, those five sixes would automatically wound it. So that probably would have been enough to get that extra wound to wipe out the eradicators in one go. And if it can wipe out a 6-man squad of eradicators, if the bomb can wipe out a 6-man eradicator squad unit in one shot, I'm pretty sure it can deal with most units or severely hurt most units. And that's pretty darn good when you have a troop choice that is capable of doing that type of damage. Now let's go down here because I really want to show you guys the um, trick that you can use with Necron Warriors. Alright, so these are 20 Necron Warriors, right? In this exhibit, you're going to lose 10. So I'm going to do that real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I used reanimation protocol and I got 4 back. Now, this is what you should do with this ability. You can go 1, 2. Like, you can literally change how you're going to put your models on the board. As you can see, I am gain with when 4 came back, I was able to just move this up further along I mean, just you can basically move. It's added mobility that you can use with reanimation protocol. And basically, I did another 10 dice, so 10 more died. Um, one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10. And then you can board come back one, and you can see how you could just possibly even get on top of an objective. It is ridiculous what you can do with reanimation protocol. Now I went and what I did was you can see this is a ghost arc, and I rolled a D3 for that ghost arc, and that D3 ghost arc got me two more back. So boom, boom. The this right here is a technomancer, and it got me another two back. So they killed 12, but I now still have a unit worth with one, two, three. They caused 20 wounds and killed. They killed 20 of them, but because of reanimation protocol rolls and rights of reanimation from the Technomancer and the Ghost Arc, I was able to still have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, a 12-man squad of Necron Warriors. Um, and this reanimation stuff, like you can use it all day long to put yourself, like if you want to, if they're shooting at you and they're killing you, you should just move closer to an objective. If they're shooting you, you can move out of line of sight. If they're shooting you, move into light cover. I mean, these are all valuable tactics you can use with reanimation protocol. The only restriction is in close combat, or when you are charging. So hopefully that helps you guys out. Something I just wanted to show you on the battlefield. So let's summarize everything. They're a core unit, so you can use my will be done on them. You can use the prismatic stratagems on them, which is basically the monolith teleporting or the night scythe coming in on turn two type thing. It's the reanimation king, so use them in 20-man squads and just establish board control with them. Just force it down your opponent's throats. They're going to have to try to deal with them, and they're most likely going to have a very hard time dealing with them because of how reanimation protocol makes them very durable, especially if you decide to give them a 5+ invulnerable save with a Cryomancer. I forgot the name of it. Um, and I just showed you how you can use reanimation protocol to gain the mobility to get to an objective first, move out of line of sight. There's so many things you can do. Just keep it in mind that you have to destroy the models. So you pick the models, remove them off the table, and then after you roll, you put them back on. Is they're reanimating. They're not feeling no pain. There's a difference. The difference between reanimate and feel no pain is feel no pain. Um, you are not removing the model until you fail it. The actual save. With reanimating, you are reanimating. You're literally taking those models off the board and then you are reanimating them. Um, with rights of reanimation and repair bars, you can reanimate up to six a turn using the stratagem. Um, there's a stratagem. I'm trying to remember the name of it. It's like Constitution something. Anyway, you can use a um, com- uh, Ghost Art, and instead of D3, he can heal D6. All right, and as far as the Dynasty goes, Sawtek, you can get 18 inches rapid fire for your Gods players. Novak can get the +1 AP for when you charge. And that's another thing. When you're in situations after you've done, let's go back to the battlefield. Um, after you have did the Reaper Bomb, don't be afraid to charge. Most likely that unit is on its deathbed, and taking 20 strength 4 attacks is enough to do that one wound that was left on this guy. So don't be afraid to just go ahead and give it a roll to see if you can get that 10 inches. And if you're using Novak, I mean that 9 inches, and if you use a Novak, it's an 8-inch charge. So don't be afraid to just go ahead and finish them off in melee. Um, Mephrit, of course, increases the range and AP. The Nephrit gives you a 6 I mean 6 invulnerable save, and you can advance at 6. Pitless Hunters is one that I really like. It basically says if you don't move, you can rapid fire. So you can use expansionists to get your free 6 and just get in a position to where you can just use your rapid fire weapon at a long range. Also, with the Veil of Darkness, I showed you how you can attack with it. But another strategy you can do with it is you can use the Veil to go to a unoccupied table quarter, and you can establish board control there by already having a big, huge unit there. That will most likely scare away your opponent from trying to go over there, and you can get some of your faster units, maybe scarabs or wraiths or your scorpion destroyers, to come to go in that same direction. So that means next turn the scorpion destroyers will be over there, the scarab, the wraiths will be in the same table quarter as the Warriors. You could use the Orb of Eternity on the Warriors to take advantage of their number as Legion. You can use all the prismatic stratagems for relocating. You can use Relentless Onslaught, Disruption Fields, Disintegration Capacitors to do more damage. That's what it's called. Reconstitution Protocol can be used to reanimate 6 warriors for a ghost art. And the Dynasty stratagems, you can use the Mephrit to do 3 mortal wounds easily. Nephrit is really good because you can translocate through through terrain. And the Novak, I mean, you can deep strike in a unit of 20 warriors and shoot at something. And Novak is, of course, good, turning your 20 attacks into 40 attacks. And of course, their objectives secured. When it comes to the command protocol, you can get 1+ to your save, 1+ to your strength, or 1+ to your movement. Um, these are the things that you should be able to focus on as far as getting the most out of the Necron Warriors. Um, Now, with that being said, thank you for watching Nighttime. If you liked the video, please hit the like button. Um, and you should subscribe to the channel because I am putting out a lot of content for competitive Necron players or for Necron players who just want to win more games. If you have any questions about Necrons or how to use them, please feel free to put it in the comments section or to send me a personal message. Um, Once again, thank you for watching. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe. Thank you, and have a good night.